Okay, good afternoon, friends. Today we will start our unit number three, that is network function. In last class, we cover this attenuation, right, for unit number four, and for unit number four, Foster circuit and uh, Foster circuit is covered after this unit, right? Because there is a unit to the this network function concept is used in that Foster circuit. So first of all, we cover this module 3, that is network function, and after completing this class means this unit, one class for this your Foster circuit, right? Foster and core circuit. Now today we will start this our new unit, and this is last unit. Almost it takes 8 to 9 class. Okay, and your last working day is 24 December. So before that, we will definitely cover our syllabus, and one text I will conduct for you for unit number uh, 2 and 3, right? Rest part of unit 2 and 3. So be prepared after covering this all syllabus. So I will arrange that test. Okay. Now see, this is our network function. What we are going to use here, what we are doing here. So in that we have to synthesize your network, right? Whatever the impedance parameters is given to you, or transfer function is given to you, you have to synthesize this parameter and draw the circuit. Means how your circuit is looks like. Means the reverse process is you have to do in this. So now see, first of all, some basic concept of your for this network function is this. So for any network, the function is related to the voltage and the current at the different parts. If you take the ratio of these two, you will get the your response, right? That is uh, which response you will get. That is nothing but your this network response, or you can say that response is your network function. So this function act as a operator to relate the response of your source of any network. Now see the terminology here. This is we already covered the two port network. So any port means any port is depend on the number of terminals. If a port has two terminals, then it is called as a one port network. If the port has a two terminal, that is two, one is this and another this, so it is considered as a two port terminal. So there can be n port for a particular this circuit, right? So you can say that this is a n port terminal network. Now for for different types of port network, you can uh, carry out the different types of response, means different port response for this. Now see here, wait a second now. Yes, now see, for one port network, the voltage means the transform impedance is nothing but the ratio of this voltage to the current. So this is nothing but your simple impedance. Z is nothing but your V by I, right? Ohm's law. So simple. That is in port network theory. You have to use the same, but in S domain, right? Here we are generally studying the frequency in Laplace domain, uh, and its graph in is in S domain. Now see, Wait a second, guys. Yes. Now see the transfer function for the port network. This is we already cover these functions, right? In two port network theory. So this is your voltage transfer function. Voltage transfer function means there is no unit because the see that this transfer function both are both term is in voltage. So this is G12. So G1 is your numerator, G2 is your denominator, and second one is current transfer function. Same way, third one is transfer impedance function. So transfer impedance function is nothing but your input voltage to the uh, output current, right? Means a first port voltage, it is a ratio for first port voltage to the response for the second port current, right? And what is the unit of this is in ohm. That's why it's called as a transfer impedance function. Now this called as a transfer admittance function. So its ohm is means unit is mho, and its unit is ohm, and this is unitless quantity. Now I already discussed this. For any port, total Z impedance means total this transfer impedance is nothing but your inverse of your transfer admittance function. But the condition is that this the circuit should be symmetrical and reciprocal, right? Then only you can this condition is valid. But in port network theory, in this you can't directly reciprocal this z12 equal to 1 by z2 for finding this uh, y, means for finding this admittance function. So you can't directly take inverse for this function. It you wrong value. Okay. So either you first of all find this impedance function, then take the inverse of that in matrix form, right? So you will get this y admittance function, but the function should be, or the circuit should be symmetrical and reciprocal. Now the this drawing point impedance. Okay, so this is nothing but the same Z11, Z22. We already uh, find the method how to find it, right? And we also see the relation among the different types of parameters, ABCD parameters, Y parameters, Z parameters, right? Now, in this unit, this all function are used for finding the uh, for this network synthesis, right? So first of all, you must be aware for this pole zero concept for the network function. So what do you mean by pole? Pole in any transfer function, uh, any transfer function, the denominator of that transfer function is the roots of the denominator of a transfer function is represent your pole. For example, see here, this is your transfer function. First of all, what do you mean by transfer function? Transfer function, see here, transfer function is nothing but your ratio of response, is nothing but your ratio of response. See, uh, see, drawing point function we already discussed, right? Is nothing but your uh, ratio of output to the input, right? This is nothing but see the terminology drawing point impedance. So you have to find out the impedance. So how to find out the impedance? The voltage across the port network to the current for the same port network, right? You will find out this impedance. Same way, how to find out this admittance? So admittance is nothing but your response of current to the same response of your voltage. So this, I hope no doubt for this two terminology, right? And a transfer function is that it is the ratio of response to the excitation at the different pair of terminal. So suppose there is network, or you can say transfer function is nothing but your output to the input. See here, see here. Uh, If I want to find out the transfer function of this circuit, right? So this is for example, this is your output port and this is your input port. So how to, this is your output and this is your input. So first of all, convert this port into the, first of all convert this into the S domain. This is in, so while converting in S domain, we already know L is become of LS, right? This is become your LS, and this C is become as 1 by CS, right? So this is your S domain. So according to the definition of this, what is your transfer function? Transfer function is nothing but your ratio of, see, it is a ratio of response to the excitation at different pair of terminal. What this mean? Suppose this is a terminal. Okay, this is one terminal and this is your two terminal. This terminal use as your output, right? You are using this terminal as your output. So for this circuit, what is the transfer function is nothing but your V output upon V input, right? But when you talk about the impedance, what is the impedance for this? What is the impedance for this? Is nothing but your some current flow from this point, right? I of S. So here is I. When you convert in S domain, it become of I of S. So here is I, and this is your V of S, and this is your I of S. So what is the value of impedance? Z of S is nothing but your V of S divided by I of S, right? V of S divided by I of S. So what is the value of Z of S for this circuit is nothing but your R plus LS plus 1 by CS, because all three elements connected in series, right? So Z of S is nothing but to this value. When you solve this or cross multiply it, you will get this C S R plus S square LC plus 1 divided by CS. So this is nothing but your S square LC plus CRS plus 1 divided by CS. Now this is your impedance, drawing point impedance. So this is the different. But when you talk about the transfer function, it is a ratio of response. Means what is the value of this output upon input. So here now the same current flowing from this side, right? So V output, how to find out the V output is nothing but here I of S. So same way you can, you have to convert this circuit into the S domain, then you will find out with this. So transfer function is nothing but your V output of S by V input of S. So V output of S is nothing but your S into C of S. So this is your I of S, product of current into the product of current and this impedance. So what is the value of this is nothing but your 1 by CS, right? 1 by CS. This is your output. What is the input? Product of current, means current into sum of this your whole impedance. What is the whole impedance? R plus LS plus 1 by CS. So now see, this this is cancel out, right? So this become 1 by CS, and this value is nothing but your impedance, right here. So you can directly written at this is nothing but your S square, this is nothing but your S square LC plus RCS plus 1. Hold, hold. Wait a minute, guys. One important call is coming. हेलो. हाँ मैम बोलो ना. हो मैम. मी घेत आहे लेक्चर मॅम आता आज पण राहते. हो 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 होल्ड केला त्यांनी. ठीक. हो हो ठीक. Sorry friends. uh, yes. Now see, put this value in this circuit, in this equation. So what is what you will get divided by CS. So this CS term getting cancelled out from numerator and denominator. So what is the net value of your transfer function? Is nothing but here 1 upon S square plus LC plus RCS plus 1. Now, now, one question is came, why we are studying this transfer function. Because of this, you are able to comment your circuit or your whatever your circuit use, it is stable or not. What is the condition for stability? Is bounded input gives as your bounded output, right? Bounded input gives you as a bounded output. Now see here, for numerator term is defined for your zero, right? And denominator term means root of numerator is defined as a zero, and root of denominator of this transfer function is defined as a pole. ठीक है. इसके पोल्स, इसके रूट्स, इसके इसको पोल्स डिफाइन करेंगे इसके, एंड न्यूमरेटर के जो रूट्स है वो जीरो डिफाइन करेंगे. नाउ सी हियर, these poles and zero of the network function means what, once you get your this transfer function. Now this is depend on your circuit condition, right? Which types of circuit you are using and what is for what purpose. So you have to first of all take your output, and whatever you gives as an input, take the ratio of these two in mathematical modeling form, in this form. So you will get some transfer function, right? By observing that transfer function, you can able to comment your system is stable or not stable, and what is the means, what are the provision to make it stable if the system is unstable. And different types of controller action you can also place or in that circuit, or you modify your circuit. Okay. So ऐसा कुछ provision होता है, right? So that's why we are studying this. In later, you will has the control system, one subject for control system. In that you have to study deeply, study for all these things, means transfer function, how to comment the stability, which, so but for network point of view, uh, please keep this in your mind, right, while solving the problem. So this is your transfer function. Now this numerator term is represent your zeros, and denominator term is represent your poles, right? Now see, numerator and denominator of this your polynomial is has a, now uh, uh, there are two conditions, right? The your roots may be a real, right, or may be a conjugate, means complex conjugate. So depending on this, on S plane, the you can mark the different location of this your pole and zero. Now see, if a numerator n of s and d of s have real coefficient defined as a system different equation. So this is a some constant function you can represent in your transfer function, means this transfer function block, right? Now this is a known as a scalar factor. So see one example here. Linear differential equation is provided you, right? Linear differential equation is provided you. Now you have to find the pole and zero of the this equation, for this equation. So how to find out? Now this derivative term is also represented in terms of s, right? So this is nothing but your s square y of s plus phi of s, right? Phi of s, y of s plus 6 y of s plus sorry, is equal to कितना होगा, is equal to twice of u twice of u of s u of s, right, plus 1. So this is your whole equation in this s domain. Now find out this, taken out this y of s as your output. So s square plus 5 of s plus 6 of y of s is nothing but your 2 s u of s plus 1. Now see, now see this function, and nothing is specified here. So this is nothing but here, obviously this is your input side. So here actually u of t should be present here. So u of t, u of s, it become u of s. So u of s is taken out, and this is nothing but your y of s square plus 5 of s plus 6 is nothing but your so of s. This is nothing but your u of s, and this become 2s plus 1. So this is your output and this is your input, right? Y of s your nothing but your output, and this the, now see here, take the ratio of this output and input for finding of your transfer function here. So y of s is nothing but y of s divided by v, u of s is twice of s plus 1 divided by s square plus 5s plus 6. Okay, now see, this is nothing but your f of s. So that is came from this. Okay, so this is nothing but your transfer function for this equation, this quadratic equation. So now make the take the combination of your numerator and denominator in this standard form for this form, right? This is your standard form. uh, Now see, this is your transfer function. Okay, so for making in the standard form, means you have to remove the coefficient of s, right? S should be in single form, means s coefficient should be must be 1 for knowing your zeros and poles. Now see here, when you take on out these two, so this is nothing but a s plus 1 by 2, and this is become this, and this factor is nothing but your that constant k, right? So now you can easily tell, simple equate this term equal to 0, right? See, s plus 1 by 2 is nothing but your 0, so s is nothing but your minus 1 by 2. This is your 0, right? 0, position of 0 at minus 1 by 2. Same way, for this s is nothing but your minus 3, and s is minus 2. So what is the location of in your s plot, right? So for example, see the location in this. Now see, this is your s plane, right? This is your s plane. So here is nothing but your real term, that is sigma, and here j omega, right? J omega, and here minus j omega, and this is minus sigma here, minus sigma. S is nothing but your plus minus j omega, right? You can replace s with this. Now see, uh, and in S plane, 0 is represent is denoted by 0, and pole is 0 denoted by cross, right? So pole is denoted as cross, and 0 is denoted as this 0. So mark this location here. So this is, suppose this is your minus 1, right? Minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, right? So, and this is your 1 by 2. Suppose this is your 1 by 2, this is your minus 1 by 2. Okay, this is your 1, this is your 1 minus 1. Now draw the location of pole 0 for this for in this S plane. Now what is the position of this S means pole? What is the position of pole is minus 3 and minus 2. So minus 3 denote your pole location at minus 3 and minus 2 here. Now for what is the location for this 0 is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2, this is a real term, right? So it uh, somehow here, right? This is 1 and this is minus 1 by 2. So somehow here you will get at your 0 this position, this location you will got it. इस लोकेशन में क्या मिलेगा आपको 0 मिलेगा. सो दिस इज योर 0 एंड दिस इज योर पोल. नाउ दिस इज लेटर कॉन्सेप्ट, ये बात का कॉन्सेप्ट है, मैं अभी आपको बता दे रहा हूँ. व्हेन यू ऑब्जर्व द रूट लोकेशन, दिस root loci, right? So where your root locus is obtained or observed, simple. यहाँ से कैसे आपको चेक करना पड़ता है कि आपका रूट लोकस उस प्लेन में आएगा या नहीं. तो यहाँ पे सिंपल ऑब्जर्व फ्रॉम दिस first node, sorry, first location of your pole or zero. So by this pole, by this zero, what, how many number of right hand side zeros location, zero और पोल कितने हैं इसके राइट साइड में, कितने ऐसे पोल या जीरो है काउंट करना पड़ता है. जैसे इसके राइट साइड में कितने पोल है, जीरो पोल है. सो यहाँ पे रूट लोग सर आपका लाई नहीं करेंगे. नाउ फॉर सेकंड कंडीशन में, सेकंड पोजीशन में देखो, पोल की पोजीशन में अगर मैं यहाँ से देखता हूँ इसके राइट साइड में कितने पोल और जीरो है, इसके राइट साइड में कितने पोल है जीरो पोल है, बट कितने जीरो है, एक जीरो है. सो जीरो प्लस वन, वन. टोटल नंबर ऑफ पोल और जीरो इज नथिंग बट योर वन. सो रूट लोकस लाइज इन दिस प्लेन. ओके, सो इस प्लेन में for this real axis your root locus is lies. For second, for now, see here, for this how many poles or zero are lies from this right side of this pole location. Total number of pole or zero is 2. टोटल नंबर ऑफ पोल एंड जीरो, सॉरी नॉट, और पोल एंड जीरो मीन्स दोनों को एडअप करना है आपको. एक पोल एक जीरो, टोटल नंबर ऑफ 2. सो अगर इवन नंबर ऑफ पोल एंड जीरो रहते हैं आपके पर्टिकुलर डिस पोल और जीरो में, फॉर दैट राइट हैंड साइड ऑफ दैट पोल, then your root locus is not lies between that pole. Now here, uh, uh, when you see by this right side of this pole is total number of pole or zero is pole and zero is 2, right? So that's why root locus is not lies in this. So and from by uh, so this is one root locus and other location is here, because no pole from this. If you assume one pole here, so is if you assume your another pole or zero at infinity point, so you can observe total number of pole and zero for from that point is 3, right? 1, 2 and 3. So this root locus is also lies from this infinity point to this pole. सो ये क्यों करते हैं, इसमें आपको एक पता होगा कि, या फिर आप आगे पढ़ोगे कि फॉर for the pole means root locus start from your pole and terminate at your zero. Okay, root locus start from your pole and terminate at your zero. So here k की value for pole, value of k is nothing but your zero, and at your zero value of k is your infinite, right? Infinite. So we will see when you see the graph of how to draw this pole location, this pole zero diagram. Okay, basically in detail, this is given in your uh, control system, right? So I will see either this, if this is included in your syllabus, then definitely I will cover this, and if it not included, then we only synthesize your circuit, right? Now see, one example is given here. Here you need to draw the pole zero plot for the network function. Now this is your transfer function. What are the pole? What are the poles? Is S is equal to S is equal to B1 and S is equal to minus B2. Right? Simple. Equate your denominator with 0. First of all, observe your transfer function is in standard form. So ये standard form में है, right? S minus A, S minus B, and S plus B, right? And coefficient of S is 1. So you can easily tell about the pole and 0 for this function. Now plot that function in S domain. Now this is your S domain plane, S plane. This is your sigma real part, and this is your imaginary part, right? So first position is S is equal to minus B1. Means S minus B1. So S is equal to B1. So this pole is become on your right side of a S plane. So this point, and this is your second point. Now what is the location of 0 is A on right side. Now, one more important thing for any system, for any stable system, your pole must be lies on left hand of S plane, left hand side of S plane, S plane. That is number of right hand side of number of pole on right hand side equal to 0. Okay, number of pole on right hand side equal to 0. This condition must be satisfied, right? So here your pole is going from right side of a plane, so this system is definitely not stable. This is an unstable system. Okay, for make it stable, there is a 0 it added to the system, so that is a different thing, that is a controller action. But uh, so I will not go in deep now. See, you can make it stable by adding the pole or by adding a 0, right? But here we already simple only comment this is stable or not. So by observing this, any poles is lies on a spell, so you can comment this is an unstable system. Okay. Now see here, significance of pole and 0 also given to you. Read it out. For driving point impedance, their function is, now see, I hope you are clearing for the difference with driving point impedance and transfer function, right? Both are not equal, right? So this is your impedance, nothing but your V by I, and your transfer function is nothing but your ratio of response, right? So okay, this is a simple things and might not be so important, but you can read it out if you want. Relation between, okay, now pole position and the stability system, this is important, right? So this is all about theory, you can read it out. I simple conclude this stability criteria. Okay, you can read these all theoretical point. Now this is a conclusion, right? When you observe in a system by putting the different value of parameters of frequency, you can observe that when the your poles is going on right hand side, then your response is be unbounded response you will get. For any bounded input you will get unbounded response. So that's why we always prefer your poles must be lies in the left hand side of your S pen. So when you put at the value of S, now this is the analysis point. When you take one any one of example and put the different value of that, so you will find out the this response. Okay, later you okay. Now see how to say this is unbounded system. Now simple. See at t is equal to infinite. At t is equal to infinite, yours u of t. If you get zero, then you will your system is stable system. But at t is equal to infinite, at uh, s- at t is equal to, wait guys, now see here. Okay, there are some example we will solve it later. First of all, see now, see, for any t is equal to infinite, if your impulse response, what do you mean by impulse response? First of all, I need to cover this. Okay, now see, in control system terminology, or there are two important terms. Means two types of transfer function. One is open loop transfer function. Another is closed loop transfer function. When you talk about the open loop transfer function, how it look like is such that this is your response, right? And this is your gain of the path, and it's your output. So transfer function nothing but your output upon input. You will get find out some gain. So that is nothing but your transfer function. This transfer function is called as a open loop transfer function. Same way, closed loop transfer function is more sensitive. Means you mean the same. The response is here, and means this is as used as your input, right? And this is your output. So here g one feedback part is provided from this output port to your this summing point according to your response. Means if you want to change your response, you can change it out, right? Or pre program function is already given for any type of controller which is work as a closed loop type. So it gives the correction factor to this response. So according to your response get changed, and your output also get changes. So this is a more sensitive, or any disturbance occurred in your system, so that disturbance is also feedback to the your this response, right? Feedback that disturbance is give to the to your response. So at that condition also your this act means this work more efficiently, right? Now see the transfer function क्या होगा इसमें c of s divided by r of s. So c of s divided by r of s, how to find out this? Now simple, there is a one by how to find out this by using this Mason gain formula. I'm not explaining this formula, right? Because this is very lengthy, and you later you will study this Mason gain formula in your control system terminology. Now simple, see here, this is nothing but your for your closed loop transfer function. This is your forward path, right? This is your forward path. If there are number of block diagrams, so there are different types of different forward paths can also be possible, right? If complex block diagram or complex network, there are multiple path also there. So so this is for this network, this is your forward path. So this is nothing but your summation of mk into del k divided by del nothing but your 1 minus sum of loop gain, 1 minus sum of loop gain plus sum of gain of product of all two possible non-touching loop. What how to define this? Now for this circuit, this is a closed path, right? So this is one loop, right? This is one loop, so this is one loop, loop one. So here only one loop, that's why this is your forward part g of s 1 divided by 1 plus g of s, because see here, your del is nothing but your this 1 minus sum of loop gain. Now see this coefficient. Now this is for negative feedback circuit, right? This rate this rate sign for this negative feedback, you will find their transfer function in positive, but for positive feedback, that is denote here green in color, you will find here you will get minus. We never use this negative positive feedback, right? For controlling action, we always prefer this negative feedback circuit, right? So that's why this negative plus 1, you will find out here positive, because negative into negative sign become positive. Okay, only one loop is there. So that all terms is related to that formula, that's why this formula is directly came. This is the implementation of this mentioned gain formula for this network, so you will find out your transfer function this. Okay, now the at what is the conclusion between of this closed loop function and transfer function is nothing but your at any frequency closed loop gain is less than your output open loop gain, right? For any frequency, your closed loop gain is less than your closed loop gain is less than your open loop gain, right? So that is a one advantage. And closed loop is farther from the imaginary axis than the open loop gain. So that is also very important. Now see, observe when your pulse is going on right side of a plane, right? So your system becomes unstable. So for stability, it is better to very much far away from your this zero axis. So it is advantage in closed loop closed loop function. Your poles is getting from away from the imaginary axis, right? Or you can say zero axis. So that is one advantage, means your system is more stable and the open loop pole. Now the proper feedback increase the stability of the system. So this is a simple term. नाउ द स्टेबिलिटी स्टेबिलिटी कैसे डिफाइन करेंगे सिंपल फॉर एनी इम्पल्स रिस्पॉन्स इज नथिंग बट योर लैप्लास इनवर्स ऑफ ट्रांसफर फंक्शन ओके impulse response is nothing but your see here okay impulse response is nothing but your Laplace inverse of transfer function. See here, here I will I was explain this. Impulse response is nothing but your Laplace inverse of transfer function, or you can say it is a function of output upon input, right? In time domain. Now transfer function is nothing but your Laplace inverse of output upon input. So at any stable, how to find out the system is stable or not? Simple. You have to use the impulse response concept, means at t tends to infinite uh, your system gives you as zero, right? At infinite response, at t is equal to zero, at t is equal to zero, your impulse response is zero for stable system, but at t is equal to infinite, your impulse response, if you get infinite, then your system is unstable system. And your t is equal to infinite, if impulse response is fixed, then you are just stable system. Now now one more thing, how to find out that this system is stable or not by using this transfer function, means how to find out the how many number of roots are lies in the left right side of s plane. अगर थर्ड पोलिनोमियल आ गया, फोर्थ पोलिनोमियल आ गया, सो हाउ टू फाइंड आउट each and every time, it is not easy to directly find out the route, right? For at that condition, you have to use this route harvest criteria, RH criteria. So this is nothing but your characteristics equation. That is, this is your transfer function, right? Transfer function g of s 1 upon g of s h of s. This is a closed loop transfer function, closed loop negative feedback transfer function, right? So this denominator term is called as a characteristics equation. You have to equate that equation with zero, and then there are one tabulation, rs tabulation are there. You have to use that tabulation for finding the how many number of poles lies on right side of its plane. According to that, you can easily comment your transfer function is stable or means not, or how many poles are lies in right side of S plane. Now, the condition is that uh, now see, this condition is does not confirm your system is always stable, but it is assure your system is uh, means if any system is not follow this condition, then you can directly say that your system is definitely unstable, right? But if this condition is satisfied, so it is doesn't mean your system is always stable, right? If the system has some variable, then only, right? If the system has some variables and follow this condition, so you can't guarantee that your system is always stable. But if this condition is not satisfied, you can say that your system is definitely unstable. So what are the condition is no sign change in first column and no missing coefficient. Now, second thing is sign change. If the sign change, what represents sign change? If number of sign change represent your poles on right hand side of S plane. Okay, okay. So that's it for this about your pole and stability for how to comment the system is stable or not. And one more thing is final value theorem for final time response analysis you can also use here. So total response is nothing but your transient plus steady state response. So this is a you can use initial and final value theorem. Now see, for initial value theorem, C of 0 plus, in time domain you have to use this t tends to 0, but in s domain you are using this s tends to infinite, right? S C of s. The same way for this final value theorem. But while using this, the system must be properly means your system must be proper, right? Here more number of poles than zeros. Now, okay. Later, tomorrow class, I will also explain this. Okay, in detail. Now, uh, it is almost time over. So yes, I hope this is clear to you how to find out this impedance function z of s. So try to answer this, find out this uh, impedance and your transfer function for this network. So this is your R. First of all, convert it into the S domain, right? This is your U of S, and this here is I of S. Okay, here I, and here is C of S. This is nothing but here 1 by Cs, and this is here V of S. V2 of S and V1 of S, right? Let be it is plus and minus. Okay, generally we only represent the direction of current here. Okay, because okay, now you have to find out the Z Z of S and transfer function for this network. This is your homework, right? Try to solve it. This okay. This is second function. This is a ladder network. Here one shortcut, or you can analyze this network by using uh, step-by-step calculation. But this is a directly you can find out the impedance. How to get simple? First of all, you have to clearly observe your parameter must be satisfied for this network, right? Now see, series parameter is represent in ohm, means impedance form, right? In ohm value, this is in ohm and this is in your mho, right? The series parallel combination of these two, you can directly represent your impedance is this format: z1 plus 1 by y2 plus 1 by z3. Okay, this is your ladder circuit, and you can also verify this circuit by solving, by taking some example and try to solve it and verify your answer. But this is a standard. This is your standard format for this network. You can directly apply this here. So apply that concept for these two function. So find out here impedance function z of s and v of s. Sorry, z of s and transfer function of s. Transfer function for this network. So this all question is your homework. Okay, try to solve it. This also find out z of s and transfer function of s for this net for this circuit. Now, okay, so I hope you are clear this point, right? Now, see, uh, we already covered the different means damping of your system, right? So here, control system, if damping is represented in terms of zeta. So see here, here must be given. Okay, rest part I will take from tomorrow. So for today, this is a basic part, how to find out the transfer function and how to calculate your impedance function. We will cover in today for today's lecture. Tomorrow we will cover the impulse response for pole zero for their network, and we'll also cover the this means a representation of that pole zero location on your S domain and how to calculate other parameters. We will see tomorrow. Okay. So thank you for joining us. If you have any question, please ask. Now see, rest of part for from unit number 2 and unit number 4. I will take one test from these two unit. Okay. And for unit number these three, I will give you assignment. Depending on that, I will put your internal assistant marks, right? 20 marks that is. So be prepared. Saturday lecture नहीं हुआ सैटरडे में